What is the secret to the soft life? What is the secret to the soft life? I'm Coach Verlyn, and I'm helping 1 million women be and stay happily married. I'm here to share the secret to the soft life. The secret to the soft life is the ability to endure struggle. I bet that wasn't the answer you were looking for. You thought I was going to tell you to find a rich man, find some rich men, marry rich. No, be able to endure struggle. Let me put out a disclaimer. I am not saying that your whole life should be a struggle. No, nobody wants to live on the struggle bus. It's just a period of time where you are building, a period of time where things are new and forming. All right. I am not an advocate for permanent struggle. What I am saying is this: going through that period of struggle is important because struggle builds character. Struggle builds grit. Struggle builds tenacity. Struggle builds trust. Struggle builds mutual respect, especially as it relates to relationships. I'll say this: anytime you start a business, if you're in school, relationships, new jobs, it always entails a period of struggle. Why? Because you're learning something new. You're doing something different. You're building something. And you can't avoid the struggle trying to jump into the soft life. I like and I appreciate even the thought of soft life. Yes, go on vacations, get my hair done, get my all the things, right? But it's no way in the world that I would say that I would expect to just poof, pop up in somebody's life who has struggled to get a certain place, to get things and stuff and all the things that we want. It doesn't work like that. And the first thing I want to say is this: I am so glad that I am the mother of both sons and daughters because it gives me a healthy perspective. I see through a lens of both. If I had just daughters, I would probably be one-sided, protective of my daughter. Everything would be my daughter, women, women, women. But I have sons. And I look out for my sons and I protect my sons the same way I do my daughter. I instruct my sons the same way I do daughters. My other daughter's actually grown and married, and I've got 4 grandbabies. So that part, my other adult son, I'm not instructing them at this point. They are full grown, living their best lives. I am saying with the children that I have left, yeah, I see through the lens of fairness. I'm not seeing just all girl and woman and the women the right and the women this. No, I'm seeing that I want my sons to be treated fairly. I want them to be loved. I want them to be respected. I want them to respect and treat women amazing. I want my daughter to be treated amazing. I want her to understand how things work. So I'm not woman biased at all. I'm looking at things through a lens of both male and female because I have sons and daughters. So this whole soft life business, I have to take a second look because I am saying, okay, I got some sons. My oldest son is grown and living his life, not married yet. My 2 sons, I have twins that are going on 18, and I'm looking at them and I'm saying, what's going to be out here? Are these women going to be looking for the soft life and not feel any type of obligation to help build? All right. Well, what are you coming to the table? I am the table. Well, okay, whatever. What do you have? Right. I don't want women out here looking at my son saying, do this for me, do that for me. You owe me this just to take me out. No. There should be a healthy degree of struggle when you start out in relationships. And I'm not talking about money only. You struggle when you're learning to live with somebody you have never lived with. You're struggling to get past the personality, the quirks. You're struggling to deal with the fact that you are trying to build a life with someone who has different, or let's say opposite ways from you. You might be a person who's extremely neat, and this person may be a little on the sloppy side. You may be a spendthrift. This other person may be very liberal. And so you've got to come together and struggle a little bit and find a happy ground. As long as your core values are in line, that's one thing. But we're talking about regular everyday things where you may be on the opposite end of the spectrum. My husband and I are opposite. My husband is a larger than life personality, very extroverted, and I am the opposite. I am in the background, the quiet one, an introvert. Okay, that's not a core value. And so we had to find happy mediums, right? We had to struggle a little bit. If we were out, he might have wanted to stay, and I was ready to go. He might have been the life of the party, and I was somewhere and I had a book, you know? And so, yeah, a little bit of struggle is healthy. Again, it builds character and grit and tenacity. And when you struggle with someone to build, you have a respect that's different from I'm bringing this person into my life that's already established, that I've already struggled and I've built this without you. It's just different. All right. Because when this person held you down where you were on the come up, you look at them differently. So if my sons, they're working and they're building and they're working hard and they're putting in the sweat and the tears and they're struggling, I am hoping that they will find someone in that phase of their life to come up together, that she will be a support, that she will hold him down while he's working to build them up. I would be a little leery. My sons are 30s and 40s and they're established and they've got great things going on. And all of a sudden somebody comes bebopping along talking about get my hair done, get my nails done. I want to be in the soft life. What? You can miss me with that. I'm not feeling that at all. Again, because I'm thinking about my sons. Why should I or why should they feel like after they have lost sleep and sacrificed and done all the things to get them to a level of success, and it's someone that wasn't there with them to give them the back rub that they needed, to support them with words of encouragement, to say, you know what, you can do it. You can do it. Don't give up. Keep going. Keep going. And say, you know what, you're doing a great job. And to give that push and that motivation to bring that sandwich like I do. When my husband's out there, sometimes I can see that he's working on something that's giving him a little challenge. I don't go out there with a lot of talk and a lot of questions like I used to. I go out with a glass of water or a sandwich. Just something to say, here, I'm thinking about you. Keep on doing what you're doing. And then I go back in the house. That's what I'm talking about. That type of support. A sandwich might not be a big deal, but you know what? When you're in a place of frustration, you might need to take a break and just take a couple of bites. Get you a little brain motivation going on, right? That's what I hope and pray for my sons. Now, if it doesn't happen that way and they happen to meet somebody later on and they want to give her the soft life or whatever, and she hasn't worked with them to get to that point, as a mother, I can imagine I will have all the feels and I will have talks and we will have to talk about some prenups. That would not be my desire for my sons. Therefore, I'm not an advocate saying, yeah, women, you need to get somebody so you can get the soft life. You don't need to be on the struggle bus. No. On the flip side, I have a daughter. And I'm saying for her, yes, I'm not going to tell her to go out saying, find somebody that's going to take care of you. And that's all they're going to do in their life. And you don't have to do anything but sit around looking pretty. No, you want to be respected. You want to build with someone. You want your person to be your partner, not just a leech that's coming along for a ride. Am I saying that pretty privilege does not exist? It absolutely does. We know that. And that's a subject I'm not going to touch right now because what I'm talking about is building together and not coming to a relationship looking for the soft life or looking to avoid struggle. If you are a lady and you are looking for the soft life only and you don't want or think that there is a need to experience any struggle, that is not going to fare well for you. In order to reap the benefits, you will have to grow with the struggle. I'll say that again. In order to reap the benefits, you're going to have to go with the struggle. And the struggle is not a bad thing. Why? Because in the struggle, you learn that grit. You learn what I call the stickability, that when things don't always go well or go as planned, you learn how to pivot. Because when you do that in your regular life, whether it's your finances, at a job, you can learn to do that in your relationships. When your relationships don't always go the way you want, you got to have some grit, some tenacity. You can't just throw in the towel because it didn't work out. Well, that comes through the practice of struggling with some things. Now, I'm not saying that you should be with somebody that's struggling with addictions. Let's keep it in context. Struggling with any form of addictions. I'm not talking about that type of struggling where you need some professional help. I'm talking about the regular struggle that you go through, meaning when problems come up, you learn how to sit and solve them together, that you learn how to do the hard things that you would not want to do on a normal basis. But it's pressing through those hard things and the struggle that helps you build the muscle to do even greater things. It gives you a greater appreciation when you are with someone that you've struggled together and that you've built this soft life together versus I'm going to struggle, I'm going to suffer, I'm going to do without. And now here comes somebody looking to just walk in and receive all the benefits. Again, because I have sons, I look at it from both perspectives. And we need to be real, ladies, in all of this soft life trending stuff. You can only get with somebody that has all these millions of dollars that's going to give you the soft life that you've never had before. Be for real. Think about it. If that man has worked for 20 or 30 years to build a soft life for himself, I'm not saying that he shouldn't go find somebody and say, you know what, I love you so much, I want to bring you into my world. What I'm saying is, if that happens, good. But realistically, you have to look to be a support. You have to look to not avoid the struggle because you might miss out on a very good man. You might miss out on a good man that's struggling now, but you don't know where he's going to be in the future. When my husband and I first got married, we were both divorced. We were starting from zero. We struggled, and we struggled for years. And then it got better, and then it got better, and now it's the best that it has been. Some of the things we struggled with 5 years ago, we don't struggle anymore. 10 years ago, we don't struggle. 15 years. And again, that's not just money. That's finances. That's emotional. That's the building of the relationship. That's everything that you think that would encompass a relationship, how you're interacting with each other, establishing boundaries. That was an issue in the beginning. We struggle with establishing healthy boundaries with outsiders. So all of these things that we struggled together in, we're not still struggling. We're not still struggling the way we struggled financially and raising little babies, starting all over again because we both had children from previous marriages, and that was another struggle, but we struggled together. And so where we are today, and the strength, the respect, the mutual love, the gratitude and appreciation is because we went through the struggle together. And so now that we have come through that after 21 years, there's a certain level of deep love, of loyalty, of trust that we built because we stayed together in the struggle. And now, as we are moving toward a softer life, my husband wants to help achieve that because when he was struggling, I was there. When we were learning about boundaries, when we were learning about respect. And so that's how that works. When you build with a person, there's a special love, there's a special appreciation that you have. Why? Because that person held you up or they held you down when you were coming up. And that's what we have to remember, ladies. Don't always just look for the soft life. Don't try to avoid the struggle. Get yourself a man that is willing to struggle. All right? And not look at you talking about, I want the soft life. That's what let me tell you, some men out here looking for a paycheck. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but in context, I'm not going to tell my daughter to take care of a man. That's not what I'm saying. Now, support, yes. Got your two incomes. You can hold him down while he's trying to build a business. Absolutely, yes. Just reconsider all of the soft life trends that you're hearing and be realistic for who you are, where you are, and who it is that you want to partner up with, to connect with, and to build with for the rest of your life. All right? Thank you for joining me. Please go to my website, verlyntarlton.com. Make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button. Make sure you share this out with a few friends. I appreciate each and every one of you. Stay tuned for the next episode and some great news coming up. I'm going to share that a little later. Again, thank you for joining the conversation. Please make sure you share this out. In the meantime, may you experience extraordinary love. Bye for now.